All right, today we're going to bring you a case that's a little bit more current. It's actually happening right now. The person we're going to talk about went missing on New Year's Day, and there is a lot of information to unpack in this video. So, without further ado, we are going to talk about Ana Walshe and the mysterious disappearance. So let's get right into it. Let's see what happened. So first and foremost, according to the police report, Brian Walshe said that his wife had hosted a friend for New Year's Eve dinner, and that friend had allegedly left around 1:30 a.m. He further told the police that his wife told him in the morning that she had a work emergency trip to Washington, D.C. Now, this piece of information is going to come in handy in a little bit, as you're going to see that she did have a trip planned to Washington, D.C. However, that trip was planned for a different day. While police said they were told that Ana was supposed to take a rideshare to Boston, the police could never find any history that a rideshare had even ever occurred, which is pretty crazy, right? A police report also reveals that Walshe had 3 hours allocated on New Year's Day to drive to his mother's place after she had surgery. So he had already lined that up. That's Brian Walshe. Now, Brian Walshe said he did leave the home the next day, but he went out to get ice cream for his son. Failed to mention that he went to Home Depot and purchased $450 worth of cleaning materials for whatever reason. Maybe because it's a new year? Interesting. Hit those comments down below and tell me why you think he spent $450 on cleaning supplies. All right, so he did say that he went to visit his mother and that he went to CVS, but surveillance is not showing that he did either one of those, so that's pretty interesting. During his interviews, he stated that his mother had recovered from surgery quicker than expected and had driven herself home. However, he did say that he went to visit her afterwards to check in to see how she was doing. So as of January 9th, Brian has been arrested for not fully cooperating with police and or getting in the way of an investigation. Now, this is said because he did not mention the fact that he went to Home Depot and purchased $450 worth of cleaning supplies. Major fact to leave out, especially in the investigation when your wife has went missing. Okay. Now, according to a police report, Walshe was on surveillance wearing blue surgical mask and blue surgical gloves for whatever reason. We will never know. Now, a couple other facts that I thought were pretty important in this case. So one, Ana was scheduled to be in Washington on the 3rd. That is where her company is, her real estate company that she works for, and she did have a plane ticket to go. Now, that's 2 days after the quote-unquote emergency trip that Brian said that she was going to take. Now, keep in mind, she had never shown up to work. Fact number 2 that I think is very important here is that she was reported missing on January 4th, simultaneously by her company and by Brian. However, the report shows that the company was actually the first one to reach out to police to actually report Ana missing. Okay, so pretty interesting there. We don't know the full details yet. Was it Brian was calling in because he was told by the company that they were going to put up a missing persons report in there? And we also know that there's a voicemail that goes around where Brian is reaching out and asking if anybody has seen Ana. Now, we know up to that point, he had not reported her missing. Here's another fact, and this would be number 3, and I don't know if it ties into the case or if it's just coincidence, but their previous homes that they sold 5 months ago, the attic started on fire the same day that Ana went missing. So that's pretty interesting. It could be coincidence. However, depending on if this was a crime or not, did something go missing up in that attic? I'd be curious to see what they find and or if they can tie that back. Now, according to the defense attorney, Brian has been fully cooperative with authorities up till this point, with the exception of the Home Depot detail that he left out in the original statement. So it will be interesting to see what we uncover. Now, furthermore, even though Brian has not been arrested for this crime, there has been reports that a knife and blood has been found in the basement of their current townhome. So Does this blood belong to Ana? And is this going to tie Brian to possibly the murder of Ana? Because as we know right now, there hasn't been a body found, and that is very hard to charge somebody with murder when there's no body. Can it be done? Yes. But so early on in the case, I don't think that anything is going to come of it just yet. Now, I do believe that the authorities think that Brian is involved and know or think that he's less than truthful because they are laying a charge on him, which should give them an opportunity to hold him, to monitor him, and keep him close. So if they find more evidence against them, they can arraign him at that time, and that would be all put into the arrest affidavit. Very similar to the cases that we've seen in the past, whether it's the Idaho 4 or the Delphi murders. This one, however, I think is going to be solved in a much timelier fashion, depending on the evidence that they have, because I think they're going to name Brian a person of interest or a suspect very shortly, and I think they're going to get moving on it because this is a very weird disappearance. Again, though, I will state, everybody is innocent until proven guilty, and we have seen in cases prior that weird things can happen. So this is just based off of the information we have right now, that I think the authorities are going to move pretty quick. Now, on Brian's side, I don't know who he is. I don't know what his defense is. Doesn't look good being on tape and going to Home Depot and buying all those cleaning materials. However, I wasn't there. I couldn't say if he did it or didn't do it, and I don't really have any other theories that would make Ana go missing. The couple things that just don't add up to me: not finding the rideshare, changing the ticket from the 3rd to the 1st, which actually did not happen, the cleaning materials and being caught on Home Depot, and then not mentioning that to the police is just not a very good look for any suspect. So that being said, if you've been with me this long, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below and tell me what I can do to continue to improve these videos to bring better entertainment to you. We are working towards getting to that 1,000 subscriber goal and that 4,000 watch hours. With such a small channel, we're almost at 5,000 total views, and that comes in 2.5 months, which is very awesome, and about 150 watch hours. So we are the little engine that could, and we're going to continue to keep growing together. If you don't like my videos, but you like my live content, I encourage you to comment in those live contents as well, because we do get some pretty good participation. I will be doing another one this week, maybe 2, depending on how well they go, but I do appreciate the support in that. So with that, I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your week. Just think about it like this: we're already halfway through the week and almost to the weekend, and I hope everybody has a wonderful week.